do welcome you to our podcast today. I am James Powell, your host, and we thank you for taking the time, whether you are listening on our podcast platform, Anchor. Of course, it goes to the Google Podcast, Spotify, and several other platforms, or you are watching on our YouTube channel or watching on our real-time news Facebook page. So, I'm going to go right to the news, but I want to thank you for watching. Please share. Please connect with us. If you'd like to sponsor, click the links to sponsor us. We are trying to get real conservative and real-time news out to everyone. We are doing some different things. In fact, I just got done. I just completed a customer service call, recorded that. You can see it on our real-time news Facebook page. So thank you again for joining. Again, my name is James Powell. Let's get right into the podcast right now. All right, our first article up is that reports 2020 to be the most litigated elections in history. Well, surprise, surprise. That doesn't surprise me, does it you? I mean, there are lawsuits going like crazy because our freedoms are being taken away. People are the liberals are trying to infringe on your rights every time you take a step, and they don't want the truth. They want it to be done how they want it to be done, and they really don't care what you think. So, all right, let's go ahead and read this part of this article. A record number of lawsuits are being filed over the 2020 elections. According to Loyola Marymount University law professor Justin Levitt, at least 154 cases have been filed across 41 states, including the District of Columbia. A driving factor of the increased litigation appears to be the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, as Democrats and Republicans share stark disagreements over how voters should take to the polls this election cycle. Of course, we know if you really see what's going on, the Democrats are trying to really limit, make it look like you can't get out. This supposed pandemic is really bad. Well, the numbers aren't adding up, and what they're trying to do is keep you at home. That way you can mail in your ballots. And then with mail-in ballots, they're trying to really get it to where they can manipulate the election. That's what this is all about. One of the main points of contention, this article states, is on whether to lean in to mail-in voting. See, with many Republicans, including President Trump, expressing concerns the practice could lead to widespread voter fraud. That is the main problem, folks. That is where we are at. And I'm telling you, fraud is rampant. If you look at the articles in the past several months, there have been several articles showing that the mail-in ballots and the absentee ballots, the absentee ballots have a little bit, I think there's a little more stringent process, but if you're just mailing in a regular ballot, it seems like they take everything, and it's okay to them, no matter. In fact, we're seeing articles, and there are articles coming out about some that's still not been counted and still not been verified, so that would delay everything too. So, all right, let's get back to the articles. Let's see here. The next article is from heritage.org. The comparative analysis of policy approach to COVID-19 around the world with recommendations from U.S. lawmakers. Okay, let's see if we can get the full report here. The spread of COVID-19, the disease caused by the SARS-CoV-2 coronavirus, became a serious concern worldwide in March 2020, when on March 11th, the World Health Organization, WHO, designated COVID-19 to be a pandemic. It's now present in more in more than 200 countries, having infected more than 13 million people, with the Johns Hopkins Coronavirus Resource Center now reporting that over 570,000 of those coronavirus cases have ended in death. The epidemic has become top priority of policymakers across the globe. Okay, given that it will take time to develop a vaccine for the novel virus, and that many experts believe that the virus is still in the early stages of progression. So I'm not going to read this entire article, but one of the things that if you do any research, you're finding out, number one, it's not as bad as what they were predicting. If you think of the numbers, they were predicting just million in the U.S. alone, 2 million are going to die. So they keep changing their story. But I do have this, and you can look at the heritage.org Public Health Report, Comparative and Analysis Policy Approach COVID-19 Around the World. You can go to heritage.org yourself. I'm no longer leaving links in the description. I'm just trying to show it to you online. That way you prove I'm reading. But you can go do your own research and then look up the percentage. What is happening is this is no bigger percentage than the flu, in fact, H1N1, the numbers for H1N1 were bigger than this. All right, our next article from Red State, Mark McCloskey details skewed priorities of prosecuting attorney in interview with Tucker Carlson. All right, of course, this is talking about the couple in St. Louis, or St. Louis, however you want to pronounce it, but I was raised, born and raised around 3 hours from there, and I always heard it St. Louis. Homeowners Mark and Patricia McCloskey are being charged for what amounts to be protecting themselves and their home from supposedly peaceful protesters. Of course, not all the truth is coming out about that. I actually saw some pictures from news articles of how a picture of one of the protesters had kind of like an AR gun, and that is the reason why they are trying to really push this. They aren't showing the true. So Mr. McCloskey appeared on Tucker Carlson's program Monday night to discuss the latest developments in the case, including the fact that St. Louis Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner has decided to charge them with felony unlawful use of a weapon and misdemeanor 4th-degree assault. Are you serious? We have Second Amendment rights. I'm a concealed carry guy. I carried, and I'll tell you what, let me predict, this is bringing out the true American spirit, protecting your family, protecting your faith, and protecting your future. That's really what it is. It's come down to, we need to protect our future, our kids and grandkids. It really, really infuriates me. So their Second Amendment right is being violated. It's really, really crazy. All right, I better go on. I'll go on a little rabbit trail. The Me Too movement goes after Fox News with a vengeance. A former Fox News associate producer and show guest are suing the network over allegations of rape and sexual harassment. Jennifer Eckert, a former associate producer on Fox News, and Kathy Arui, a network guest, filed a federal lawsuit accusing recently fired news anchor Ed Henry of rape and Tucker Carlson, Howard Kurtz, and Sean Hannity of sexual harassment. The lurid details aren't important. What matters, as always, is credibility. And in the case of both these women, their credibility is suspect. Does this sound like a rape victim to you? Okay, here we go. I stand for all victims who have been mistreated, harassed, assaulted, and even worse at the hands of those in power, and the institutions that continue to support them," Eckert said in a statement. "My decision to speak out was not an easy one, but I refuse to let fear of retaliation, victim shaming, and further attacks intimidate me into remaining silent. I am hopeful that my decision to file this action will result in positive change for women at Fox and for all victims in the workplace, and I am honored that other women have come forward since my decision to do so." You know, in this article, and I totally agree, rape victims don't generally stand atop their battlements waving the bloody shirt. She seems very proud of herself for standing up for all victims. And I would say when something happens to you, you are emotional and you react. That doesn't sound like a very emotional reaction. All right, the next one, underreported coronavirus facts. This is one of the things that's happening. Of course, I live in Florida. This is what's happening here in Florida. The lies from the reports, from not truly reporting the true numbers from this coronavirus. The Trump administration's aggressive response to China coronavirus is yielding results. According to CDC data, the percentage of deaths due to coronavirus declined the 12th week in a row. Get that? Declined for the 12th week in a row. The percentage of deaths. And over 47.3 million tests have been completed. That's the bottom line. Deaths are going down. That's it. End of story. As Surgeon General Jerome Adams reminded the American people, the mortality rate is significantly lower now than what it was in February and in March. So those cases don't have to equal consequences. That's very important. We're being sold a lie. Totally sold a lie. And they are trying to tell us that we need to mask up and do this and do that, and they're just really lying to us. All right, I need to hurry on. Tucker Carlson. Tucker exposes New York Times plot to dox his family. Think of that. Put their lives in danger. Fox News host Tucker Carlson closed out Monday's edition of his show on an extremely serious note that pertained to life and safety of his wife and 4 kids. For over 2 minutes, he exposed how the radical leftist New York Times had assigned a so-called journalist and photographer to hunt him down, find out where he lives, and print it for all his haters to find him. And according to Carlson, their mission was nearly complete, with the publication happening later in the week. Carlson began by reminding folks that he didn't like to talk about himself. But tonight, we're going to make an exception to the rule. We don't have a choice, he lamented. Here we go. Last week, New York Times began working on a story in where my family and I live. As a matter of journalism, there is no conceivable justification for a story like that. He decried the paper is not alleging we've done anything wrong, and we haven't. We pay our taxes. We like our neighbors. We've never had a dispute with anyone. So why is the New York Times doing a story on the location of my family's house? This is where, when the liberals can't fight you with knowledge and really react with common sense, they attack your person. That's kind of their trait. All right, Senator Hawley calls for federal probe of St. Louis prosecutors. Thank you. Senator Hawley, Tuesday, this is Tuesday the 21st, July, today at the time of this recording, insisted a St. Louis couple had the right to defend their property when they displayed guns during protests outside their mansion, and called for the Department of Justice to launch an investigation into out-of-control prosecutor who has filed charges against them. I tell you again, we are in a fight for our country. We are in a fight to really take back our liberties, in fact, calling the customer service, like I mentioned at the beginning of the program, I think I did. I called customer service on a corporation. It is time we take a stand. We fight for our liberties. And there again, the three, we fight for our faith, fight for our family, and fight for our freedom. Faith, family, freedom. That is the biggest, that's key. We've got to stand up, folks. We've got to take a stand for our freedom. Wow, man, I'm getting fired up. All right, let's go on to one more article, and then we will take a break and go to our supporters. All right, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Okay, Nancy Pelosi, other lawmakers tied to businesses that profited from virus relief aid they passed. Get that? Do you think there's a my goodness. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is among the lawmakers linked to business interests that profited from the federal Payback Protection program. And a Pelosi spokesman said the Democrat's husband, Paul, is a small investor in the company that owns El Dorado Hotel in Sonoma, located in the Northern California's wine country, according to AP report. Paul Pelosi owns 8.1% in the company, which amounts to somewhere between $250,000 to $500,000. Mr. Pelosi is a minor passive investor in this company. Of course, the deputy chief of staff said he was not involved or even aware of this PPP loan. EDI Associates was loaned between $350,000 to $1 million. So, there is kind of both sides to the story. He probably did not know. I will give him that. But my question is, how many more are they involved in? I'll just leave it at that. So, I know we can get kind of caught up in tit for tat of them versus us. I just want to toss that article out. Do your own research. All right, we're getting ready for a break, and we do want to transition to our sponsors. We do thank you for listening, and we'll be right back. And when we come back, we're going to be covering our Clouthub post, the Parler, Twitter, and then end with verse of the day. Thank you again for listening, and we hope you are enjoying this, and we Finding the right lawn service can always be challenging. You find those services that just try to make it through the day and really don't do what you want them to do. Well, I have great news for you. R.W. Peters Lawn Services in South Stuart, Florida and Hobe Sound can help you out. If you live around the Hobe Sound, South Stuart, Florida area, you can get your lawn service completed by R.W. Peters Lawn Services. You can go to their website, peterslawnservicesfl.com. You can even call them 740-710-2031. That's 740-710-2031. Email Brian at peterslawnservicesfl.com. Call them today. Trying to advertise in today's world is a very competitive thing. There are many advertising agencies that are saying that if you go with them, you will actually get your word out. Well, I would like to introduce to you a totally new and innovative way to advertise your message. It's called Flamin Hot Ads. That is Flamin Hot Ads, ADS. Flamin Hot Ads puts your business card size ad on a styrofoam carryout tray. In today's world, carryouts are a major part of any restaurant business. You can call them 833-ADS-TO-GO. That's ADSTOGO. 833-ADS-TO-GO. Call them to put your advertisement on a styrofoam carry-out tray. Art is a thing of the past. I would like to introduce to you a artist that still does hand-drawn art. Don Meredith. Go to donmeredithart.com. That's DonMeredithArt.com. Don Meredith does hand-drawn art. He will do whatever you need him to do. You can go to the website and you can see his art that he does. You can give him a call, 772-708-4060. Email finefunart@gmail.com. That's FINEFUNART@gmail.com. Or his website, Don Meredith MEREDITH art.com. He looks forward to talking with you. Are you looking for real news with a real conservative perspective? I invite you to facebook.com/realtimenewstc. That's Realtime News TC of the Treasure Coast. My name is James Powell. I'm the host. I truly would like to invite you to join us. We'll see you on the next show. We do welcome you back, and we thank you for joining us. We truly appreciate it. We hope you have enjoyed our podcast thus far. If you've been following us very long, please make sure that you do follow us in the all the links. If you'd like to sponsor us, if you'd like to sponsor a complete show, we'll give you special deals, special rates. But we're getting the word out there. Conservative news, talking about real news with a real tech and a real God. We always end with a verse and prayer. So, all right, thank you so much. We're going to jump into our tech time, and that is actually one of these times I'll do a podcast of how I originally started my first podcasting. So let's go ahead and we'll transition to the tweet. Let me jump over to Clouthub. If you haven't followed me in the links, you can actually follow us on Clouthub, or go to Clouthub and search James Powell. Please follow me. I would love it. All right, here is the latest one. Stop for the day. Wrong is wrong, even if everyone is doing it, and right is right, even if no one is doing it. That is wow. That is that is awesome. Very, very, very awesome. All right. New poll shows majority of Americans now oppose Black Lives Matter. Okay. Schumer says Trump should not take the podium at coronavirus briefings. He's a threat to public health. Oh, yeah. All right, here's another one. 11-year-old black child made $1,000 selling N-word passes to white friends in school. Wow, interesting. All right, let's jump over to the newsroom. See the latest news on Clouthub. Okay, Walmart to close on Thanksgiving Day. China imprisons 2 Tibetans for song praising His Holiness, the Dalai Lama. IBM researchers tout potential key to reversing antibiotic resistance. Lyft quietly partners with defense contractor to provide PPE to drivers. Interesting. Update. Larry Householder, 4 others reported in custody. FBI at Ohio House Speaker's farm. Wow. Man at PA. Walmart accused of spitting in woman's face for asking him to wear face masks. State cops. FBI raids Ohio. Here's another one. Ohio House Speaker's farm amid alleged investigation into nuke plant bailout. That's interesting. Very interesting. All right. Parler. Watch rioters attack federal law enforcement officials who is on this the homeland. Why does Joe Biden want to put mentally disabled out of work? Interesting. When will CNN stop lying? Network declares Biden and Clinton moderate the debate, basically. And it looks like I am running out of time, so we'll make sure you follow me. Click my link on Parler. It's right there by the video. Click my link, follow me, and I would love to follow you. All right, the latest Donald Trump tweets. Mail-in voting this 4 hours ago. Mail-in voting, unless changed by the courts, will lead to the most corrupt election in our nation's history. Strong stock market numbers. You want to see them die? Vote for the radical left with their big tax hikes. In my view, General Flynn should never have prosecuted in the first place at Judge Knapp, Judge Andrew Napolitano, and at Fox and Friends. And then one more tweet. You will never fear this on fake news concerning the China virus, but by comparison to most other countries who are suffering greatly, we are doing very well, and we have done things that few other countries could have done. All right, we're going to end this podcast with the verse of the day, thoughts of today's verse, and the verse prayer. This is Deuteronomy 7:21. Speaking to the Israelites about their enemies, Moses said, "Do not be terrified by them, for the Lord your God who is among you is a great and awesome God." Thoughts on today's verse? What foe can defeat the people of God? None. Our God, our deliverer, is mighty in power, awesome in holiness, and greater than any of our foes. We refuse to fear what the evil one threatens, because our Savior has already ultimately defeated him. And the prayer, Abba Father, calm my fears and soothe my anxious heart. By the power of your Spirit, please bless me with boldness and confidence as I seek to live for you in a world that is often hostile to my faith, opposed to your values. I ask this in the name of Jesus. Amen. I want to thank you again for joining us. Please share, like, connect with us on all our social media and our YouTube channel. Everything we upload to Anchor FM, our YouTube channel, and we put this on the real-time news page and linking it everywhere. Thank you again, and we hope you have a great day. Thank you. Catch you next day.